Select Board meeting to order on Monday, June 10th. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the AP warrant. This is AP warrant number 26, the amount of $65,574.44.
Missing a comma. I'll move that we pay fiscal year 24 AP warrant number 26 in the amount of $65,574.44.
Second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay AP warrant number 26, the amount of $65,574.44. Is there any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Carried. Next item on the agenda is payroll journal number 594 in the amount of $12,506.59.
I will move that we pay payroll journal number 594 in the amount of $12,506.59.
I'll second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to pay payroll journal number 494 in the amount of $12,506.59. Is there any discussion? Being done, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. This is the minutes of Monday, May 28th at 6:30. This is a regular meeting.
I will move that we approve the minutes of May 29th, 2024 as written.
Second that motion. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of Monday, May 28th. Board minutes. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Sorry, I got bad news.
That's okay.
Next item on the agenda. Public hearing and regular meeting, May 29th oh, that was minutes, sorry. We included that. Good, all right. Next item on the agenda is public comment, non-agenda items. This is an opportunity for anyone resident for the town of Pownell to step forward and be heard by the select board. Is there any such person in the audience? Seeing none, next item on the agenda is department head reports. Department heads reports can be viewed on their website pages. Click on the department and the report is there. Mr. O'Brien, any questions for the department heads that are here?
I have none.
All right, do you have a report as a selected?
I would assume that Pine Tree had a breakdown Friday. They were quite late picking up.
The only communication I got was, they didn't pick up at one address because they had leaves and branches and stuff out, so with their trash, and the trash was not in a Pownell bag, so that was the only communication that I got, so did not hear anything about a breakdown.
Okay. Just when I came home from work, there was still a lot of trash out on Hodgson Road and Elmwood.
I'm surprised I didn't get more calls then. They just may have been running late.
Nothing new. Okay, under new business, we have the water capacity study, Drumlin. What do we got here, Becky?
So this is the contract for the water capacity study, the grant that the town planner got. This is pending town meeting vote. So if you motion to accept, you'll want to include that in your motion. Natalie has vetted it, came back with some edits. They accepted it, made the edits. We're ready to go.
So we just need to approve it?
You just need to motion to approve the contract pending the town meeting vote. And I was gonna look up the article number for you and I just didn't get time today.
Sign this. Anyone move to accept this?
I will move that we accept the Drumlin Environmental LLC contract for the water capacity study pending town meeting vote.
And I second that motion. Is there any further discussion? Good, all in favor? Good.
I don't think we can sign it till after the vote.
Yep.
Good. Next item, I'm gonna actually skip over it because Paul's here and we've never sit through the employee report. So the next item, skipping over one, is the capital improvement planning committee change of the charge. We presented this last meeting. Homework was to look at it and come back and approve it. Should be in your packet.
I don't think I printed it
You did.
again. Did I print it
Yep.
again? Okay.
I just hit it.
So did any board member feel that they need any additions or amendments to that? Looked like it was a good sort of refreshment of the purpose of the committee and pushing it to more precise direction in the future. You want to move, Andy?
I will move that we accept the Capital Asset Plan Funding Committee charge as written in front of us.
I second.
Seconded to accept the capital asset funding. Committee. New charge. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Off they go. Thank you. New charge, new purpose, new vision, new direction, new horizon. Join us anytime. All right, next item on the agenda, we'll go back to the employee appointment and oaths. All right, we've got a bunch.
Can we read through them and do one motion for the slate?
I can attach this to the minutes, so you can just reference, yeah, if you want to read through them, and then I can put this with the minutes.
Will that be legally binding?
I think so. I think if you're motioning to appoint, or you can break them out and do me, Ginny, Pascal, Matt, and the rest of them separately, because I can record it right on this sheet as well and attach this to the minutes. I didn't answer your question, did I?
I move that we appoint Richard Hogue, position of animal control officer.
Second.
Moving second to appoint Richard Hogue as animal control officer. Favor? I move that we appoint Patrick Christian to be the alternate Echo Maine representative.
Second.
Seconded to appoint Patrick Christian, alternate Echo Maine representative. All in favor? I move that we appoint Thomas Urcia as town planner.
Second.
Seconded to approve Thomas Urcia, town planner. Any discussion? All in favor? I move that we appoint Heidi Richards to be the Echo Maine representative.
Second.
Seconded to approve Heidi Richards, Echo Maine representative. Any discussion? All in favor? I move we appoint Donna Hayes to be the assessor.
Second.
Moving seconded to appoint Donna Hayes as assessor. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? I move that we appoint, it says oaths. Do we need something special here?
Which one?
Matt.
He has 3 oaths. So road commissioner, deputy animal control officer, and arborist.
So I move that we appoint Matt Nielsen as Deputy Animal Control Officer. I also move that we appoint Matt Nielsen as arborist. And I also move that we appoint Matt Nielsen as Road Commissioner.
Second.
Moved and seconded to appoint Matt Nielsen as Animal Control Officer, arborist, and Road Commissioner. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. I move that we appoint Pascal DeSalle as Deputy Town Clerk. I move that we appoint Pascal DeSalle as Deputy Tax Collector. I move that we appoint Pascal DeSalle as Deputy Treasurer. I move that we appoint Pascal DeSalle as Deputy General Assistant Administrator.
Second.
Moved and seconded to appoint Pascal DeSalle as Deputy Town Clerk, as Deputy Tax Collector, Deputy Treasurer, and Deputy General Assistant Administrator. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. I move that we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Code Enforcement Officer. I move that we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Deputy Treasurer. I move that we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Plumbing Inspector. I move that we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Building Inspector. I move that we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Electrical Inspector. I move we appoint Jennifer Gidding as Emergency 911 Officer.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to appoint Jennifer Gidding as Code Enforcement Officer. Deputy Treasurer. Plumbing Inspector. Right. Building Inspector, Electrical Inspector, and Emergency 911 Officer. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Carries. Minute. I move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to be tax collector. I move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to be general assistant administrator. I move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to be treasurer. I move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to be town clerk. I move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to be town administrator. I move that we appoint.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase as instructor, general assistance administrator, treasurer, town clerk, town administrator. That's it.
Isn't that enough?
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? It carries. Thank you all for serving. We're going to elect Mr. Chesney tonight, or?
Or moderator, tomorrow they'll nominate him and vote him in right before we open the polls. So technically, town meeting opens tomorrow morning and then adjourns for the polls and then to resume Monday.
What do we do?
Oh, is that in there? That should be with our election stuff. My apologies.
Said wrong. Okay. Next item on the business is the Mid-Coast Humane Society contract. I am looking for it.
I have the original if, it's just our yearly contract that we sign for their services. If you just want a motion for me to sign it, I will get it back to them this week.
Any increase in,
This year, I believe it held the same as last year, and it's based on census data and population, so it only changes when that really changes.
Good.
And as far as services, they're all the same.
Andy, you wanna move?
I'll move that we appoint Rebecca Taylor Chase to sign the contract for Mid-Coast Humane Society.
I second.
Moved and seconded to appoint, allow Rebecca Chase to sign the contract for the Humane Society. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the letter of support recycling grant. The letter of support says, Town of Powell, Maine is working with Casella Waste Systems to implement an automated curbside recycling program. This program provides several benefits to our residents' community. The last several years, the town has struggled providing dependable collection service due to rising costs and workforce shortages. Our goal with changing to automated recycling programs to have more efficient service to the residents, promote recycling, and reduce our carbon footprint. Recycling grant will help us achieve these goals. We appreciate the opportunity. We hope the recycling partnership will consider supporting the project. If there are any questions, please reach out.
So just some context around that. We're applying for a recycling partnership grant to help offset some of the cost of the carts that are coming. So they needed a letter of support signed by the highest elected official. This is sort of a template that I kind of took some wording from another one in another town and kind of tried to tailor it as best I could. That was what I came up with.
To approve?
I move that we approve this letter of support for the residential curbside recycling cart grant application.
I second.
Seconded. Select board chair, sign this letter. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is
Yes,
what's happening?
we found today, well, the chief found today that we have a little shortfall in the fire department budget for payroll due to mixed signals with gear purchasing that we didn't think we were going to be billed for until after July 1st. Can you lay out your? Yes.
Step on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened was, in May, we had some of the new folks measured for gear. And when that happened, we were told that the bill wouldn't come in until after July. Well, that's usually the case because the gear usually takes 2 to 3 months to be made and delivered. Well, unbeknownst to us, they had the gear and it got delivered right away and we got the bill. And I, without paying attention, paid the bill, which was $7,500, which is pretty close to the shortfall that we have in our budget. So to make payroll, we need to come up with about 75 or 8 grand. So in our fire department EMS detail account, right? That's, we have about $8,200. So what I'm asking is if we can move 8,000 of that into my budget, and then when the budget gets approved in July or at town meeting in July, we move that 8,000 back. Cause that's where it would have come from anyway. back into that. What do you call it?
The special details, general.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're asking for a transfer of $8,000.
temporarily.
No such thing. So it's a transfer.
Mhm.
So, and that does not exceed the 3% that were authorized from the last town meeting.
I'll be honest, I didn't do that math.
It's the,
I do have do you want exact figures of where we're at with his budget? Are you,
first of all, I just want to make sure that we can, if it's possible,
Mhm.
under agreement with the town, transfer this.
Right.
amount.
So 10% of my budget would be 16,000.
3% is what they're allowed?
Right. So 10 would be 16, so
Andy's doing the math right now.
.047. Almost 5%. 168 was the,
168 is the upcoming budget.
no, that's
Oh, is
my
that this
current.
one? Okay,
yeah,
you're right. That's right. We looked
it
at
was
that.
168 and change.
And change, yeah.
Times 3% is how much?
$5,040.
So if I can clarify too, what that account was for. So that account was for, when we do a detail like at the park or whatever, we get paid, we take that money, we put it in that account, and that's to cover those details if needed, or to buy uniforms. So we haven't spent any money on uniforms yet. And this year I have not reimbursed the detail section of that, and that was 1,200 and change,
1240, I believe. Yeah.
so.
So, hear what you're saying, okay?
Okay,
Where are we with, I don't think we have the authority as a select board to move more than 3% from one. Where are we with, what is the money that we've approved to, from ARPA, what ARPA funds have we approved for the fire department?
Well, pending town meeting vote, the generator, the backup generator, for North Station. And I think that's the only ARPA article. Was,
To 11.
up to
11,000.
11 something, 11 and change.
Have we approved any ARPA funding for the town that has not been expended?
no, everything is now on warrant articles or has already been approved via warrant articles.
All right, we've got to meet payroll, so
Mhm.
do we have, trouble? Do we have,
Can I say something? So what was 3% again?
It was just over 5,040. Your shortfall is $5,535.83 with today's warrant bills and the
Yeah.
payroll that you've submitted.
So
So if, okay.
do you have how much I paid out in details?
I do not have that figure.
I do. I
I
do.
believe it was
You said it was
1240, but
It's 12 and
1240.
change, yeah.
So if we agreed to move that 3%,
can you just,
which would be 5,040. 5,040, and then you could reimburse your,
John, details is an unfunded line in my payroll. And typically what I've done, if I didn't need to fund it through that account, I just funded it through my budget.
So tell me, so you haven't paid those people who have served on detail? Have-
They've all been paid.
And Andy, how much is 3%?
$5,040.
How much do we need to, so you've paid the vendor? Vendor for your
The
equipment.
7,500, yes.
What's the,
The shortfall, with everything through payroll next Monday is 55,3583. So it would be about 500 still short.
And I got other bills coming in. Not big ones, but I got other bills coming in.
so this is how I think we can do it, and Becky, please. So let's approve the 3%, which is all we can do this meeting. And then our next meeting, I'm gonna call it our auditor, but our next meeting will approve up to 3% more to try to, that should cover, hopefully, the bills.
I think that's more than what I need.
We won't approve anything more than you need. So when we sit down,
But we'll know at their next meeting what you have for any expenditures that you still need to pay. So they would have an exact figure, and you would have, if we're moving tonight, 5,040, that's still gonna give you 3,200 in that account. So, we'll still be 500 short. So it will
Still
cover
not
any,
enough
yeah,
to
they
make
may only
payroll.
need to move about $1,000, dollars more at the next meeting to just cover any last minute bills that come in for this fiscal year. So I think.
If you reimburse your payroll account, the 1,200
Yep.
from that account, which you can do,
Which I can do. Right.
that will leave you with $705.35 to the good in
Right.
your budget.
Right. And that should get us through to the end of the year.
We only got 3 weeks.
I know.
So just to clarify, right now, if I run payroll and today's bills, he's negative 5,500. So reimbursing 1,240 isn't going to bring that.
Plus the moving the 3%.
Well, we're gonna reimburse 1,240 and then the difference will go into his budget of the 3% you're moving tonight.
Correct.
Then in 2 weeks, we will know an exact amount that we need to break even. Okay. Does that make sense?
say it again.
Okay, so tonight you're going to authorize the 3% from the special details, which is 5,040. That will refund his special details line that was paid in December of 1,240 and change. And the remainder of that 5,000 will just go towards the gear for tonight. In 2 weeks, we will have a better knowledge of what bills need to get paid, like if CMP or whatever comes in, electricity. And then you can have an exact figure on June 26th, is that our next meeting, of what would need to be moved from the special details, because it would still be 3,000 in that account.
So hearing yourself say that, do you feel like the select board has the authority to do it that way? I think we do, but I wanted someone else to fall on the knife with me.
The only question I have is we're doing 3% from one line, and then we're looking to do more from the same line, even though it's in a different meeting. Does that qualify? Like, that's the only grayness I would have.
Talk to the auditor, so let's just get one payroll.
Yep. Yep, let's get the 3% now. Yep.
We may have to do some creative stuff, but I don't want to violate the oath we take.
Correct.
So Andy, you need to move that so that we can move that money from,
I will move that we move $5,040, which is 3% from the special details G account to the fire department budget
In order to.
in order to make payroll.
I second that.
So the select board, under authorization from town meeting, is moving, is recommending, is allowing 3% of the fire department budget to be moved from, which is 5,000
$40.
from the detail, what is the exact name of the fund?
Special details,
EMS special details.
Fund to payroll. Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Okay, that'll get you at least halfway there. We'll figure out the rest.
payroll will get paid. And we'll backfill it as necessary.
Okay, is there any other new business? No. Is there any old business? How are we doing for the election? You all excited and ready to go? Food all ordered?
I still feel like I need another week to get ready. No, we're ready. We're ready. Pascal was printing the list as I headed out. Schedule's good. People are excited. Food's prepped, prepared. Pulled pork shoulder was smoked yesterday and ready to go, so they'll eat well. And, yeah, no, we'll be there.
You have enough powders?
Yes. Yep, we're good.
Thank you for doing that. The room looks great. So hopefully we'll have. Will you stop in at some point?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna stop and vote.
I can be careful because I'm on about, so I've seen interfering in the election. Okay? Perfect. Stop in and give that overseer look.
So you won't be out front kissing babies.
No, I'm actually, Donna's coming tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm meeting with Donna. I'm meeting with Tom Christina.
You have a meeting with me. I just haven't told you yet. No, I just need 2 minutes of your time at some point tomorrow.
Okay, so you have 3 choices. You have the 1 to 2 slot, the 2 to 3 slot, or the 3 to 4 slot.
I can take any of them. I think you're booked at 2 with Tom, so I need 5 minutes and that's it. Yeah. How about 1 o'clock? We'll have a sandwich. Or anytime.
Donna latched on to me that
Yeah.
I really need to talk to her about the upcoming. All right, I will write that down.
I'll find you.
Sure you will. Hopefully with like a cookie or a whoopie pie.
Marianne is making the cookies. They'll be here at 8 a.m. You're spoiled.
Be here at 8:01.
All right, is there any other old business? Is everybody well? Do you have a complete road crew?
Yep,
Is everybody's well?
everybody's back. Yep.
Any correspondence?
There are 2. So, Jesse received a thank you note.
Yes.
So I did include that.
Hey, would you read that just for the record?
Pownell Fire. Sorry. Pownell Fire and Rescue. We wanted to express our heartfelt gratitude for the first responders who assisted during the recent fire at our house and barn in Durham on May 10th. During a chaotic and frightening situation, your prompt response, professionalism, and compassion made the situation easier to handle. Signed, the McCormick family.
Well done, fire department and first responders. Always nice to have. And someone else?
I did. So after our last meeting, when we were discussing placement of the carts and what happens if they get knocked over, I reached out to my Casella rep and I asked those two questions. So one of the questions that Kathy Hoag had the last time was, could you put carts on both sides of the driveway? Do they have to be 3 feet apart? And their answer was, they can be on both sides. And they think, honestly, once they get more skilled with operating the arm, they could even be 2 feet apart. But, so that's one thing we did find out. The other thing is if the cart does get dumped over while there's still trash in it, the driver is supposed to get out and pick it all up and do that. So I said, okay, because we had, these were questions that we've been getting at the counter, I told her, and, we just wanted to make sure we were giving the right answer. So if they knock it with the arm too, they're supposed to get out and write it.
So would you, I know you're busy with election, but after the election, would you get that in writing? All right.
It's all in writing right here. Here's our answers, word for word in an email. Yep.
Save that.
I save every email as required.
Andy, you were, nudged to have a conversation with Mr. Black.
And I have not yet, as of yet.
We did, sorry, now that there was a breakdown, with Casella. In fact, it was at the end of my road.
Yeah.
The truck broke down, so cops towed it. Cops towed it, so. The only reason why I know that is because Cumberland County Sheriff was at my door wondering if I'd seen 2 suspicious guys at the end of the road and had to be they could ride in the tow truck. The next truck to come.
Oh, my goodness.
Somebody seen it and thought they looked pretty sketchy. All right. I don't know if that should be in our minutes, but it is now. Is there any other business?
Can't think of any.
I'll be preparing your town meeting books tomorrow, hopefully, so I'll have them ready at some point.
We're all aware it's 17.
At the school.
At the school.
6 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So regular, oh no, we don't have a regular select board meeting. 7 o'clock town meeting. Yep. So we'll be over there between 6 and 6:30, setting up and preparing.
When is the ZBA?
Tuesday night, 7 o'clock here. The 18th.
Any other meetings? I am trying to, I don't want this to be the shortest meeting on.
Future facilities is tomorrow night. Isn't it?
I thought, no, it wouldn't be tomorrow night because it'd be election. It's next Tuesday, but they meet in
Next
the voting
Tuesday.
room. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I have not received the communication yet that the ZBA has asked for while they're deliberating has not come. Nor have I received any other correspondence in regards to the potential appeal.
So you have not received the codification for and definitions for what comprises a healthcare.
Yes, that's what we're still waiting on.
All right, well then, let's not waste time. I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you for attending. Thank you for being here.